What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a chat about the first ever One Piece pre-release, and I am excited, ladies and gentlemen. I am very, very, very excited. Basically, the One Piece pre-release is kind of exactly what I expected, except it's even better than I expected. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely wonderful. So what we've got is One Piece OPO2 pre-release tournament, which is going to be happening the week from the 3rd of March to the 9th of March 2023. Of course, we are at this stage kind of ramping up to the release of... what's it actually called in English? Paramount War? Pillars of Strength in Japanese, but it's Paramount War over here. That's what we're talking about. And that is actually going to be coming out on March the 10th, i.e. like very, 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 very shortly after the pre-release actually happens. But the week before it comes out, you can go along to a pre-release, and there are several reasons to get excited. But let's start off with the one we all really wanted to know about. It's Smoker. Smoker is your pre-release promo. And I love this, honestly. This makes me very happy. Now, I already have this Smoker card in Japanese because it was a V-Jump promo. And look, I decided a while ago, I'm just going to get all of the Japanese promos, all the numbered Japanese promos, because there's so many alternate arts, it gets ridiculous. And some of them are crazy, hyper expensive in a way that I can't deal with. But all of the numbered Japanese promos, I am going to be collecting. And all of the promos that come along in magazines are numbered promos, which means I need to be picking it up. And I am. And this makes me very happy, because I'm a man who loves my One Piece promo cards. They're awesome. And this is a pretty cool card. Now, we do actually have an English look at it now. And free cost 5,000 power, Don X1. This character cannot be KO'd in battle by characters without the special attribute. So if we look in the top right-hand corner here, we can see that we are special as opposed to like strike or slash. The problem is, as much as I kind of like this, it doesn't have counter, and a vanilla free cost 5,000 power would have counter. And if you don't believe me, look at T-Bone from the starter deck, which is a free cost 5,000 power with counter. So you're giving up counter so that you can't be KO'd in battle unless by strike characters, which is what it's saying. You know, if they've got the strike attribute, they can KO you. And it's awkward because, like, sometimes that's totally going to work and it's going to be amazing. And then other times it's definitely not going to work. And then you're kind of in a bit of bother. So, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be putting this in a deck anytime soon, but I adore the artwork, and it is an exclusive promo, and that is something that needs to be borne in mind. This is, as I like to term it, a mechanically unique promo, which can only be gotten at this pre-release. And we've seen from Bandai in games like Digimon, if this proves to be a very popular card that sees a lot of play, it will almost certainly get reprinted some way, somehow down the line. But I don't expect that to be the case. What's the winner's promo? The same card with pre-release winner stamped on it, and I love this. I adore this, because over in Digimon, for instance, what they tend to do is give you different cards for the winner. Now, pre-releases are run as 8-man pods, so basically your store is going to get 8 times as many winner cards as they are regular cards. But I don't like it when we have different pre-release cards, and they tend to be alternate art, but I don't want alternate art. That makes me sad. Like, you know, we've just revealed, I did a video a couple of days ago, the Dimensional Phase pre-release. That's the newest one for Digimon, and it's an alternate art Vmon for joining in, and an alternate art Greymon for winning. But that Greymon is a really good card, and it is a starter deck reprint from a starter deck you cannot get your hands on anymore. And that means that people really desperately want that winner's card, and 7 out of 8 people are going to miss out. And sure, I want the stamped Smoker, okay? I really want the stamped Smoker card. I love this card. I really want the stamped version. But it is just a stamped version and I very much don't need it, and I like this. I prefer this to having an exclusive winners card. Just having a stamp makes me happy. It is worth pointing out this is the first pre-release, so we cannot say for absolute certain that it is always going to be this way moving forward. We need another pre-release or two before we can say that for certain, but it does seem very, very likely that what is the case here is that you get just a promo, and there's a bunch of magazine promos and stuff we can get in the future, and then if you win, you get the stamped version. I love it. Now, you also get a pre-release pack, and you get 2 cards in there, but it's slightly different to Digimon, because pre-release stamped cards are from Paramount War, common and uncommon. Now, over in Digimon, it is uncommon and rare. Here, it's common and uncommon that you can get, and that is actually a very interesting and important thing that we absolutely need to bear in mind. Good? Good. Because there are a bunch that people are really going to be after here. Curly Dedan is an uncommon, but it is a great card that lets you search out 1-cost red character cards, and that is, it just sees a huge amount of play. So that is one people are going to be going absolutely crazy for. The Machino, that lets you give one of your 1-cost character cards an extra 3,000 power. That is an uncommon, and again, it sees a huge amount of play. It is one that people are going to go absolutely crazy for. If you want an example of a common in Azuma, which if you got 1 or less cards in your hand, you gain 2,000 power, and it's got blocker. That sees a bunch of play in blue decks and OPO2, so that is going to be one that people are absolutely looking to get their hands on. So there are a bunch out there that are going to be playable that people are absolutely going to be wanting. And then, of course, you know, there's a lot of people's favorite characters that are going to be there, so it's going to be interesting. You're only getting 2 out of 75 in your pack, so it's very much a case of cross your fingers or trade with people. Some of these will get ridiculous. I mean, certainly I expect Curly Dedan and Machino to be, if not the 2 biggest, certainly among them, because seriously, Red gets nuts next set. OPO2, Red goes a bit silly, and they are both kind of staples in these low-cost Red decks, so they are ones I am going to be expecting people to really want. But then again, we've got that lovely Tony Chopper in green, which is adorable. That is definitely one I'm going to be wanting to pick up, because look how cute he looks. That's an awesome one. But other people are going to have their favourites, and that's important to note. So these pre-release packs are extremely cool, but what's that I hear you say? 1 pre-release pack is not enough? Well, wonderful news. Players who purchase 1 booster box during the pre-release period will receive 1 additional pre-release pack. Now, there are 2 very important things about this statement. Number 1, of course, is that you can get an extra pre-release pack, which means instead of getting 2 random common and uncommon stamped pre-release cards, you're getting 4. That appeals to me. That makes me very, very happy. The other thing, and if you've been following Digimon for a while, and especially on this channel, I've told you many times, this won't be news to you, but you can buy a booster box during the pre-release. That is not, you know, if you go to someone like Pokemon, for instance, I love Pokemon pre-releases. I've been playing Pokemon pre-releases for, I think this is my 14th year of doing Pokemon pre-releases. I am a big fan of Pokemon pre-releases. You can't buy a booster box during a Pokemon pre-release. You can here. You can rock up to a One Piece pre-release, and you can buy a box of Paramount War up to, you know, you can buy it starting March the 3rd, which is a week before we actually see the release of the set proper. This is a very, very big deal indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Being able to buy a booster box before the release of the set. Like, I cannot be the only one that thinks this is awesome. Now, it's not something I've done too often with Digimon. It is something I intend to do every set for One Piece. I am kind of hilariously in on One Piece at the moment. But of course, bear in mind that Romance Dawn sold out very quickly, not due to any negligence on the Bandai's part or anything stupid like that, because it is ridiculously popular. And I would love to tell you that's not going to happen with this set. I can't. It absolutely could happen with this set. that it sells out quickly and we have to wait for restocks. There will always be restocks, don't get me wrong. But, you know, we might have to be waiting a little bit because the set is, quite frankly, redonkulously popular. Well, how about go and buy a box during the pre-release, and then not only do you get a box nice and early during the pre-release, yay, but you also get an extra pre-release pack. And as a side note, right, I've been telling you this for years. Support your local game store. Because you know when Romance Dawn launched and the pre-order sold out weeks in advance? Yeah, my local game store just put a box aside for me. I just sent them a cheeky message just like, hey, can you save us a box? And they were like, yeah, obviously. And you know why my local game store put a box aside for me? Because I've been using them very regularly for over a decade. And I'm going to keep using them for as long as they're open, which I'm hoping is going to be a very long time. And I'm into card games, which is almost certainly going to be for as long as I'm around. Support your local game store. And as long as you've got a good local game store, and I know not everybody does, but as long as you've got a good local game store, they will have your back. And it will be a huge advantage. So there we go. They're happening. I'm slightly disappointed it's common and uncommon cards in the pre-release pack rather than uncommon and rare. Just because there's some cool rare cards in this set. But we've got a cool pre-release promo I'm very happy about. We've got a stamped rather than exclusive card for winners. The chance to get an extra pre-release pack and buy a box at the same time. This is awesome and I am loving it. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk One Piece and card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord. It's a lot of fun over there, alright? But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.